The neoconservative cabal's drive for total control over U.S. foreign policy has led them to undermine and manipulate key institutions of the American government systematically. Motivated by their fanatical loyalty to the agenda of Greater Israel, they have worked to circumvent, marginalize, and override any voices of dissent or moderation. When intelligence from the CIA failed to provide the justifications they sought for war with Iraq, the neocons turned to Douglas Feith's Office of Special Plans to fabricate their own propaganda. They pushed out experienced military leaders like General Tommy Franks, who dared to question their reckless plans, promoting loyalists willing to fall in line. Even Colin Powell, the Secretary of State, was strong-armed into presenting the UN with a speech filled with bullshit lies prepared by Libby. This assault on the traditional pillars of American foreign policy making represented an unprecedented power grab. The neocons sought to remake the U.S. government in service of Israel's interests, regardless of the cost to America's global standing, its military readiness, or its core democratic institutions. The prosecution of Scooter Libby and the AIPAC officials reveals the intense internal battles raging over this neoconservative juggernaut. Powerful forces within the CIA, the military, and other institutions have pushed back, sensing the grave threat this ideological faction poses, just as the army ultimately rebuffed Senator McCarthy's red-baiting overreach. There are signs that the neocons' overreach may trigger their downfall. Yet the neocons remain undaunted, pressing ahead with calls to attack Syria and Iran. With a supine Congress beholden to the Israel lobby, the public may be the only bulwark against further disasters. But to defeat this cabal's agenda, Americans must be willing to confront the reality of how profoundly Israel's interests have come to dominate U.S. foreign policy, a topic the political establishment has long sought to vilify and suppress. The clash between the neocons and the traditional institutions of the American government is not merely a partisan squabble. It represents a fundamental struggle over the very soul of U.S. foreign policy, whether it will continue to serve the interests of a foreign power, or finally return to advancing the true national interests of the United States.